was complaining about Zens. Now Zens were apparently patched. It's cap. It was never patched.
This game was a total letdown. Like, I thought 18 was a letdown. It was a letdown. But 21, this game was absolutely trash.
Comments, is 2K18 really the worst 2K? For me personally, I gotta go with 2K21 next gen.
Yo, what's up with y'all boys? Today we are going to be revisiting what I believe is truly the beginning of the end for 2K as a franchise in general, as 2K25 is genuinely just terrible. 2K is just in such a decrepit and sad state. It's just hard to watch. Everybody's revisiting all these old 2Ks. I've seen a few videos about 2K18 and how it was like the worst 2K of all time, but if you really played it, you would know that 2K21 was just god awful. Rather than continuing to play the horrible hellspawn that is 2K25, I would rather just go back to the root of all evil and speak about it, 2K21. So without further ado, let's get into that video. Alright, so first we're pretty much just gonna have to talk about current gen, because that was like the most redeeming version of the game, and I guess we'll go over the good that was in it so far. The gameplay was rather simple. It was alright, you know. The dribbling wasn't terrible. It was kind of just like a slightly improved version of 2K20, but it also had a few drawbacks. There's not very much that was like super redeeming about it. The builder was nice. The build system was pretty decent. The stage looked good, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to, like, I don't know. There's not much good that came with this game, but there was innovation as well, I guess. Like if you look at next gen, but that we'll get into that. And you got free shoes, so that's pretty much all the good.
This is for not just for us, it's for all of y'all. We gon' pump up this new jam, pump up this new jam.
From the very release of current gen, oh my god, mediocre, very mediocre gameplay off the rip. It was mediocre. That they eventually like worked out the kinks, but they had already lost pretty much the entire casual player base because they tried to make the shooting near impossible, pretty much, to like add a better skill gap, but that was just to boost like the stick shooting, which led to another problem, the Zens, that we're gonna talk about, that pretty much like smoked the game so much. It was super buggy, as I just said. One of the redeeming qualities of this game came from bugs. Like the dribbling was only smooth because of glitches. The free shoes that you would get was only a thing because of a glitch, and that was only on current gen. And current gen was literally just an unfinished game. They just gave us bullshit. They reskinned the park, changed the way you speed boost, and added a couple of animations. It was pretty trash. 2K21 is also just a special case because not only does it have its own resume for being the worst of all time, but it is also the foundation and building blocks of all the 2Ks we've gotten since then. So not only has it just been shitty as fuck itself, it has also corrupted the rest of the franchise as a whole, giving us the product that we now have to deal with today in 2K25 ultimately, which is just, man, I don't even want to talk about it, bro. But revisiting the death of the casual audience that they pretty much put on themselves because they tried to make shooting so much more difficult that year compared to years prior for pretty much no reason. Next gen had literally just come out. This is the first year of next gen, and not too many people had PS5s. So the community was just like super divided. So barely anybody was playing either game already because of the casual audience dying thing. And now you have half of your community on separate games. So it's just a disaster waiting to happen. And once again, this ultimately led to less community involvement all around, like from YouTubers. This is like essentially the decline of G-Man's channel, who was a YouTuber I watched all the time. AMP had pretty much already been gone since 2K20, so YouTube was really just in a very sad state for 2K at this point. Even sadder than it was in 2K18. Like at least Agent and them were trying to play that game. This game, they just gave up. That's why this is like the beginning of the end. And as I was saying earlier, there was Zens, boosting, booting, all random forms of cheating just all over the place because it was just like the comp audience or the stage culture audience, which kind of just soured the game, and we're still seeing the effects of that to this day with the Zens. Although current gen was like generally the more enjoyable version of 2K, as I said earlier, it was just a completely unfinished game. Like, it was just terrible. How is the game you worked on less and pretty much neglected the better version of the game? And it still wasn't even that good. It was a very mediocre 2K at best. Before we really get into next gen, I have to discuss how rampant the microtransactions got this year. Any 2K after 2K17, you'll be able to talk about the microtransactions. I'll give it to 2K18 there for being ass and increasing the microtransactions in that route, but 2K21 is just a different ballgame. And you would be able to get to what, 86 overall with $50 and still have some left over, but then you'd have to like buy animations and stuff in 2K18 and 19. But you would still have VC left over, and even in 2K19 and 2K20 as well, you would be able to play the game and be serviceable on like a 70 something overall player. But your most important attributes on 2K21 would cost you like 50,000 BC itself just to upgrade that one stack category. So you would walk out like an 83, 82, maybe even 81 overall with just $50 of VC. And it's only gotten worse since then. So this was really just the beginning of all the bullshit.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Now it's time to get into the demonic and depressing entity of a game that was 2K21. It had all of the same issues as current gen and more, with less redeeming qualities. It's ridiculous. They spent more time on this game for it to be ass, plain and simply. It was terrible. The game was really bad. Like, it's so ridiculous. They spent, I don't even know what to say about it. I mean, the gameplay was like really bad. The meta, like just like stepping back to speed boost and then just meter dunking everything, time dunks, all that shit was so broken and so dumb. All the badges were dumb, all the meta playstyles were dumb. Like, I've already forgotten about so much of this shit. One, because I stopped playing the game like 2 months in, and two, why would I corrupt my memory with such a demonic game? So on top of the terrible gameplay, the builder was shit. Everybody ran the exact same build. A 6'7" demigod, or you were like a 5'10" point guard or some shit. But there was just a bunch of 6'7" demigods all running around. It was so, oh my god, it was so bad. And on top of that, before we really get into what truly killed the game and made the game so like mentally draining, we have to talk about the rep system. There was no innovation at all with the rep system, which I'm not terribly mad at, which is why I haven't brought it up yet. Because I kind of like 2K20's rep system. It wasn't that bad. The rewards were just terrible though. Like, they somehow went worse. They went lower after, in 2K20, people had been discussing how the rep rewards, like the final legend award, what was it, like riding in on a helicopter, was just bad. And they made it worse. I don't understand how it got worse than how it already was. But that was kind of just proof that they didn't really listen to us at that point. And as you already know, it has only gotten worse from there. Obviously, the gameplay in the city for later 2Ks has gotten much better, because this is literally just the worst of all time. But man, we were all so, me and you, if you're watching this video, we were all so hyped that they were bringing back affiliations. We were like telling all our friends, oh, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna go Sunset Rivet. No! Not at all. Once they really completed that announcement, they gave us like pretty much 4 AI generated random ass affiliations that nobody wanted. Nobody. And there was only like 2 affiliations being used. It was what? The Purple Knights and the Green Vipers? Like, it was really only 2 affiliations. Why the fuck would you give us 4? Why? We didn't need 4 trash ass affiliations. You could have just gave us the ones that we all wanted and we still want to this day. Sunset, Rivet, and Old Town. What were they doing? What were they thinking? And the mascots were just fucking ugly. All the drip was ugly. Like, it just wasn't the same. That was already like a sign of what was to come for that game. It's like a bunch of just hyped up shit that they didn't execute well on. And that's the perfect explanation for the city. It was pretty much just a recycled version of what we had in 2K18, but so much worse. They tried to beat GTA for literally no reason, and it took almost the same amount of time to walk from one park to the other that it would to walk from like Venice Beach to Los Santos in GTA, bro. Like it took. I'm not trying to walk for fucking long in that depressing ass city just to get another game. And you barely got games on park game modes, which is still an issue to this day because of the city and shit. I don't know why they continue to do shit like this. It should just be give people an area to walk in, which is something that they did in 2K22. They did that pretty well. And then give us like 1 to 2, maybe 3 parks that are nice and enclosed like they were in previous years, where you can very clearly see the courts. But no matter what we do, no matter what we say, they aren't listening. Who knows? 2K26, I'm not even gonna hype that up for y'all heads, bro. Just stop buying the game at this point. It's kind of cool. The 2K21 city was basically just 2K18, but just like hyper inflated. Like, oh my god. They somehow didn't learn from their mistakes when building that city and made it even grayer and more depressing. Like I said already, it was super wide and you didn't get any like rideable transportation to really take you anywhere until later on. And the transportation that they gave you was still trash. It would take you dumb long to get from place to place. I'm just trying to play ball. Like, what is that? And my career was so forgettable. I can't even... Was that the side quest? I think it was a side quest year. I can't tell you because it was so forgettable. I didn't do any of it because you had to go from A to B, A to Z, A to Z. Like, no! Nobody's trying to do that. I don't know how to break it to you. My career was already a dying game mode at that point. And now it's pretty much just dead. I don't even know what the story is this year. What, you like... Yeah, you just play one game of high school, play like one game of college, play what, like in a Team USA game or something? Like, I don't know. My career is pretty much just done for at that point. Like, they don't take what they have and their successes and try to build on it. They always do some extra dumb shit, and that's why we're looking at the 2K. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed videos like this, if you'd like to see me speak on more video games. I will be playing that rematch soccer game very soon for y'all. I hope you tune in for that. Should be a blast. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be playing 2K25 for a while. I might not play any 2Ks for a while. It's so hard to support this franchise now. Like, one of my very first memories is literally watching my dad and uncle play 2K10 with Kobe on the cover. It's literally one of my first memories. And now, you know, the game is where it is. I was enjoying it while it was good, but hopefully they make a comeback in 2K26. I won't be there to tell you off release, man. See.